Alright, guys. This is Adam again. Been having a couple questions on troop making. I'll start with a couple things. If you notice, I have 1370 per building. No, I can add a whole lot to that. I'm just gonna let you guys know that right now. I can make 2150, 2100 depending on what I decide to put on. So I can make a whole lot more than that if I wanted to. I don't do that on a daily basis. It costs too much resources. Okay. Um, so as you can tell, also I try my hardest to not use too many terribly too many speed ups. I always have I get from the boat every day the speed ups, but I try to save them up. I use some today for the building I did twice, but that's what I try to save them for is either stronghold or to speed up the buildings for these because I don't like them to be down. I like to constantly make them. Um, but there's a couple things you can add that would make it go faster or whatever or happen to go a larger amount that you can train. There's some cards, Isabel, or once it decides to load because it's slow, of course. Um, there's Isabel, and then there's Gawain. I guess you would pronounce that way. If I'm pronouncing it right, I guess you can argue Gawain, whatever the hell happens to be. But those two help you. I do have the equipment if I decide to put it on, but I don't always put it on, and I do not put on the talents. I have put on the talents, but we'll get to that. On a day-to-day basis, though, what I'll do is like as you see, I have the high tier troops making right now. I will speed those up in the morning. I will let the 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it was be, go by, and then speed them up in the morning. Okay. The reason that is because you can't add or do anything at nighttime anyway. You're asleep. You might as well set it and let it go. Okay, because there's nothing you can do while you are asleep. So I'll set the big ones at nighttime. Okay, when I speed them up in the morning, say there's two different ways you can go. If you want to make high tier troops, you can set a whole nother batch of high tier troops, and then speed them up at nighttime before you go to bed. So you're making two batches at 10,000. Like right now, I can make 10,000 doing that. Okay, if if I make small tier troops, T1, tier 2, tier 3, tier whatever happens to be, obviously it's going to be based off that. If I'm getting up into the tier 8, you're still only going to make two batches a day. But if you're making small tier troops, you make a couple batches a day. It'd be 15,000, a day on a base level of what I'm at. It'd be about 15,000 a day. That's big. If you study that out, it will add a whole lot of troops. Do that for a couple months. I promise you, you add a whole lot of troops. If you're playing free, or if you aren't that great when it comes to bonuses, I would not recommend making those 6,000 troops. You'll get creamed. I've seen it happen. Um, the other part of this is when it comes to those boosts that you see, when it comes to the cards, when it comes to the talents, when it comes to the equipment, the time that I use those at, okay, the time that I use those at is this exact thing. On top of the steady 15,000 or 10,000 troops, depending on what I decide to make that time, um, on top of that, what I'll do is if you look, and this is why I make, oops, sorry about that. This is why I make so many siege. People want to know. If you look, I have 1 million siege, 157,000, 157 or 157,000 just in tier 10 alone, and that's not speeding those up. I let those go. I do not speed up. I do not speed up siege. Don't speed up siege. It makes it pointless. Um, so what I'll do is I'll wait till throne. I'll go to another throne, and I will kill about 500,000 troops. Make it about 20 million power. You don't want to make it too much because you have to have the resources and you have to have the speed ups to make the 20 million power up. Okay, and then when the king activates the 300% bonus, which he will, when the king activates the 300% bonus, you use the speed ups then. Don't use it before that. Don't heal them. Don't do none of that. Wait until the 300% happens. Then start making the other troops. Okay. When you make the other troops, okay, and you use your speed ups, and that's when you want to do the boost for the speed ups. You'll put on your card. You'll put on your talents, your lord points, your equipment, all that, and you'll make the 2100 and 2150 per building. Don't do that for the siege. Just do that for the rest of it. Okay, and that'll add a ton. You'll add 20 million power. 20 million power in a day or so. So I mean, it comes out pretty decent. It comes out pretty decent when it comes to it. So that's pretty much that. Couple of pieces of advice there. I wouldn't run all those boosts every single day unless you plan on buying a ton of speed ups or a ton of resources. Because if I make 2100 or 2150 per building, it's a ridiculous cost. And even though it doesn't add a whole lot of time, it'll be about a day and a half on the time level when it comes to T11, instead of like a day and 3 hours or a day and 4 hours or what happens to be. But the cost is pretty up there when it comes to resources. I wouldn't recommend it. Just be steady with it. Do the day-to-day one I was mentioning, where you do every single day 10 to 15,000, and then out of nowhere, boom, hit the throne and add 100K of something. So it's just a couple thoughts and a couple of strategies I use on a day-to-day basis, and a couple strategies I use on a long-term basis. I haven't done in a while, and I won't until I unlock all T11. Then I'm going to go kill some siege. I'm also saving up in advance some speed ups to that exact purpose. So if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask and I'll give you some answers. Thank you. Bye.